My name is Rania Zaied, and I am a PhD candidate here at George Mason studying communication. I am focused mostly in my research on the media and representations, especially marginalized communities in the media. So for my dissertation, I'm looking at Muslim representation, specifically in comedic media, Muslim-centered comedic media, and how it impacts a Muslim audience. So I'm looking at the idea of internalized anti-Muslim racism, and that's when we as Muslims have negative feelings towards ourselves or towards other Muslims as a community. So I study communication in general, and that includes so many different aspects of communication: interpersonal, intercultural, nonverbal communication. So in my daily life, when I'm meeting people from different cultures, first thing that comes to mind in what I know about intercultural communication and how to be culturally sensitive and culturally relative. When I'm interacting with my family members or in a professional setting or with friends, I'm always thinking about interpersonal communication and how I want to maybe handle conflict or have difficult conversations. And when I'm also just like doing a presentation for the 3-minute thesis, for example, or just like teaching in the classroom, I'm thinking about nonverbal communication. So how I use hand gestures, how I project my voice, how I make eye contact, all of these small things that really make an impact or make a difference when I'm communicating with others. So the graduate division, they offered so many workshops specifically for the 3-minute thesis competition. The first workshop that I attended was the information session. So it was an online workshop, and we just went through different examples of what a good 3-minute thesis looks like, the rules, the guidelines, things like that. After that, we did a practice session specifically with Dr. Bibbins and Michaela. They looked through our speeches and gave us like some tips, things that were just to like kind of refine our presentation a little bit. I think it really helped me communicate my research to a general audience. What kind of wanted me to do it is that I was with a couple of friends. One of them asked me, "What's your research or what's your dissertation on?" And for almost 3 minutes straight, I kind of rambled on in a circle, not really getting to somewhere. And the second friend was like, "What was that? You got to get better at like explaining your dissertation." So I had done the 3-minute thesis before at my previous institution when I was doing my master's degree, and it really helped me talk about my research. And same thing with this experience, I'm able to communicate it a lot more easier this time. Participating in the 3-minute thesis competition, the first round and then finals, it was definitely a wonderful experience. I got to see so many other people's research. There were so many wonderful competitors. So when I found out that I made it to finals, I was really surprised because there was, again, like so many wonderful people. Right now, I'm a teaching assistant, and I did that for my master's as well. And I realized that I absolutely love teaching. I do want to stay in academia and continue to teach. Again, my focus is media and culture. So I've taught media theory, I've taught intercultural communication. I'd love to stay with those two fields, but also maybe incorporate nonverbal communication, other classes that I'm really interested in, but 100% stay in the classroom. That's what I want. Having a research question and then finding out the finding or the result is very rewarding because you go in with a question and then you get that outcome. And I think that research process, maybe a lot of scholars would say the same thing. Reaching the conclusion is definitely a reward. I tell any graduate student who's starting their graduate program that they should definitely build community. It's much easier to do things with people, whether it's being with them in a class and working on an assignment, just sitting down and writing, trying to publish something. Again, all of these small aspects, and then just socializing, because sometimes we get super focused on the academic part of it and we forget to just live and have that work-life balance. And to just avoid burnout, you need to have your community, you need to have that social aspect as well. So being with people definitely makes the journey easier.